you've just won the Tour de France.
And so to the 21st and final stage of the 2018 Tour de France. One last hurrah for the 145 riders who've made it to Paris after 3 weeks and over 3,000 kilometres of racing. Another 116 to cover before the celebrations can really begin, and a prestigious stage victory up for grabs on the Champs-Élysées. Well, for the 6th time in 7 editions, Team Sky have proven a cut above the rest. But it was Geraint Thomas and not Chris Froome who turned out to be the toast of this year's Tour, the first Welshman to win the world's biggest bike race. Sylvain Chavanel's magnificent adventure comes to an end as well after his record 18th Tour. The 39-year-old Frenchman attacking and leading the peloton onto the Champs-Élysées one last time. Only 7 of the 43 previous stages to the Champs hadn't finished with a bunch sprint, but a group of 6 riders still tried their luck. As the peloton was saluted by the Patrouille de France, the aerobatic wing of the French Air Force, the sprinters' teams began to up the tempo. Bora Hansgrohe and Groupama FDJ working hard at the front for Peter Sagan and Arnaud Démare. The gap was just 20 seconds with 15k to go. Heading into the final lap, Katusha's Niels Pollitt decided to forge on alone, but he was caught 5k before the line, and so the stage heading for the expected bunch sprint. Belgian champion Yves Lampaert looked to spring a surprise in the final kilometre, but they reeled him in, and so the fast men went hurtling towards the line. John Degenkolb leading the way in the red helmet, looking to make it 5 German wins in 6, but Alexander Kristoff coming up on his left. Démare and Laporte were also in there, but it was Kristoff who won the day. The Norwegian taking his first Tour de France stage win since 2014. Well, it had been a rather disappointing tour up until now for Kristoff, the European champion, but all that will be forgotten after this performance. A second success for UAE Team Emirates after Dan Martin, winner of the Super Combativity Award, mastered the Mur de Bretagne. Alexander the Great conquering his rivals on the Champs-Élysées and finally ending his Tour de France drought after 4 long years. Kristoff claiming the prestigious stage win ahead of 2 previous stage winners, Degenkolb, who reigned in Roubaix, and Démare, who prevailed in Pau. There were no changes today overall, so here's how they finished up. Thomas ahead of Dumoulin and Froome, with the impressive Primož Roglic in 4th, followed by his Lotto Jumbo teammate, Steven Kruijsweg. The white jersey went to Pierre Latour, while France's new golden boy Julien Alaphilippe finished in polka dots. Peter Sagan matching Eric Zabel with his 6th green jersey, but the day and the Tour de France belonged to Geraint Thomas.
And yeah, I got into cycling because of this race. I remember running home from school to watch the end of the Tour de France, and the dream was always just to be a part of it, and that came true 12 years ago, back in 2007, and well, now I'm here, stood in the yellow jersey. Is just insane. It's incredible. It's a dream come true. Massive respect to Tom as well, and all my rivals. It was a great race. Vive le Tour!
Thanks for joining us for the 2018 Tour de France, and see you again next year.